Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong. Now, this is going to be the last FSD supervised video that I'm going to make. So, this will probably be, I don't know when I'm going to release it, but this will be the last video because now I have to return the vehicle back to Tesla Alexandria. So, I'm going to go back to Tesla Alexandria there. We had a quick meal here. It's about a 25-minute drive. Let's hit and hold. Now I'll have to wait for FSD to drop to my car, and I'm feeling a little sad about that, to be honest. But let's see. Now it has to merge onto traffic. Very good. Waits for it. Very beautiful. I'm distinctly going to feel like I've gone back into the Stone Age when I take my car from Tesla Alexandria and drive back to Wollongong. If you guys have not watched this, there's a nice high-speed video of the drive from Wollongong to Alexandria. 100 kilometers, about 95 kilometers or so. It was a great conversation. We were just chatting with my friend here, and we did not have to worry at all. It just brought us in a safe and happy fashion, and a relaxed fashion at that, to Alexandria. Now, this is such a huge improvement in our social life. A family of 3 or 4 can travel to Sydney from Wollongong every weekend and not feel stressed. Don't you think so, sir?
Agree. Totally.
My good mate Manish is here with me on this drive as well. You have watched the other conversation that I had with him, along with the time that the vehicle took itself out of an underground basement parking. That was amazing, wasn't it? It recognized the boom gate. There's a separate video on that on the channel. Now will be a good time to click on that like button, the subscribe button, and I think I'll have close to about 25 to 30 videos of Tesla FSD Supervised on my channel, because I've done so much of driving, and I've tried to test as many scenarios as possible. I've kept the scenarios also to be real world and not do anything out of the ordinary.
So, when you look back these 3 fabulous days that you've had,
5 actually.
5 fabulous days.
Tesla has been kind to extend the car by another 24 hours. I was supposed to give it yesterday, but they gave a bit of a pass, and they told me to keep the car for another 24 hours. I must add something. Tesla was very, very clear to say that you do not have to sugarcoat your video. There is no obligation to say the right thing. Just do what you need to do. Yeah. So you're gonna ask me, sir?
Those last 5 days. Now that this is coming to a sad end for the time being.
Time being, yeah.
What would be one of your fondest memories that really sort of sticks with you from these last 5 days in the FSD?
Okay, I'll tell you one accelerating memory and one really surprising memory. The accelerating memory has to be that T-junction turn at Engadine, because I have taken that T-junction turn as a normal human being, as a human being driving my vehicle. I've taken the T-junction turn, and I have been honked at.
Right.
Now, this road is a great road to test. You see that the cars are parked on either side? This is amazing the way it does. Yeah, so I've been honked at because it is a dual carriageway, 80 kilometers an hour on each side.
Wow.
And it's a T-junction with right of way for the people who are turning into the side street that I was in, and my car had to join the highway. That was an accelerating experience, and even in my video, you would hear that emotion come through, where I just shout out in joy because I did not think the car would do it. I thought the car will give up and I need to take over, but it was much better than me. That was an absolutely exhilarating experience. The second experience that was really amazing was my first ever drive, and the car, when it took me and parked at the Opera House, my voice was definitely choking. You could hear the emotion in my voice because it is such a simple thing. We go to Opera House like dime a dozen. If anybody comes visiting from anywhere, either interstate or abroad, we take them to the Opera House. But the car driving by itself taking me to Opera House, it was a great experience because the fireworks was going on at that night over the botanical gardens, and it was a nighttime drive. And I've been waiting since 2018 to sit in a Tesla and tell everyone that this car drives by itself. And it took me to Opera House, and those are the two.
That was an emotional.
Yeah, very emotional moment. Very emotional. If I don't know if it is the right thing to say. Some people may think, oh my God, this is only it's only a
Software.
machine, and it's only a software. It's only a machine, and you're getting emotional about that. But then something really human about that particular drive, I must say.
Do you think that those are really good two scenarios that you've counted, and clearly it's had an impact on you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that some of these emotions that you've experienced in these two scenarios, has it got something to do with the fact that FSD challenged some of your own biases and challenged some of those, like it sort of changed your mind and made you believe a little bit more than what you would have liked to believe it in?
I completely agree. Yeah, I did not want to like FSD this much. I was going to be very critical because I was in a point in my let's say Tesla journey where I was feeling a little.
You were losing faith?
I was feeling a little let down. Yes, I won't say no because I bought the FSD package in 2018 in good faith. And there are people who have bought that before me. 2016, there have been people who have bought FSD, and then I did buy FSD on multiple of my cars. Now people may think, oh my God, he had so many Teslas. I'm like, yes, I did buy 5 Teslas, but then I was hiring out my Teslas for people to use. It was like a uh, to get more bums on seats. So that's what I was doing. Yes, the cars were paying for themselves, so I didn't have too much to fear about. And back then, the cars were getting hired out quite a bit, so I could afford to own and run those cars as a hire service. I did use an Aussie-based company to list my cars for sharing. So I did order 5 Teslas. I sold one. To a friend of mine who actually hired the car. He hired the car. He loved it so much. He was going to buy a Tesla. And then he said, no, actually, you know what? I don't want to buy a new Tesla. I'm going to buy an old Tesla. And I told him, this is available for sale if you want to buy it. And he bought it. So he loved the Tesla so much. And now he's wanting to buy a brand new Model Y.
But you were in a low point in your journey.
Yes.
You were losing some faith.
True.
Do you think we're back to where it all started?
Yes, I think the excitement is most certainly back. The excitement will get better when Tesla fulfills its 2018 promise.
Yeah.
Of giving me FSD.
That would be a more emotional moment.
That would be the most.
Because that's a long time in coming.
Yeah. Yes, and people. I have converted so many people into buying Teslas.
Yep.
And that does not mean it does not reflect in the number of people who use my code. There are so many people who have gone to Tesla and said, we saw Nash's video and we bought this Tesla, but we're going to use our own code. But that's fine. I'm not doing it for the glory or for the code or anything of that sort. I genuinely believe that EVs are the future, and I believe in sustainability and electric vehicles and the revolution that it's causing, and that's why I wanted to get more bums on seats. And the more bums on seats I got, the more I was able to sell Teslas. And so many of my friends ended up buying Tesla, including you. Yeah, you remember the day when we took my Model 3 rear-wheel drive for a spin?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it was actually called back then. It was called Standard Range.
Yep.
It was called Standard Range Model 3. People don't remember that name. They only remember it as the rear-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive vehicles. But back then it was the Standard Range Model 3. We took it for a spin. I think we were in Port Kembla when he decided.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Nash, also we were talking about sustainability. It's such an important word these days. You know, the fact that you have kept your cars for that long.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever kept any of the internal combustion engines for that long.
Definitely not. Not more than 3-4 years.
So it clearly shows that this is a much more sustainable solution.
Indeed. And my Model X and Model S, I bought them in 2018, and it's still running fine. It's absolutely fine. Since 2018, I've not changed my brake pedals. My brake pads for either of my cars. None of my cars have had a brake brake pad change. If it's an ICE car, we would have changed brake pads by now.
Or we would have changed the car.
Or we would change the car by now. In 4 years' time, we usually end up changing the car. Look at this. This is a long intersection. And the car just takes it without any hesitation. Beautifully done.
So really, this is a more sustainable solution.
I think so too. And people think that the car loses range rapidly. Not at all. People may remember for people who've been watching my videos for a very long time, I did upgrade my Model X's battery, and that was not because it was losing range. The Model X that I bought was a 75D Model X, and I wanted to have at the very least 390 400 kilometers in my battery. So I reached out to Tesla and I told them I want to upgrade my Model X's battery to a 90 kilowatt hour battery as opposed to a 75 kilowatt hour battery. And the reason, because I wanted to have 400 kilometers on my charge, so that if I want to do a long trip, I do lots of long drives to Queensland, to Melbourne, and I'm planning to do like a Darwin drive through Cairns and stuff like that. So I want to have 400 kilometers, and that's why I asked them. And when they looked at my battery's degradation, they told me, so I upgraded in 2023. I think I upgraded my battery. Since 2018 to 2023, the car had only degraded 4.8%. That's what it had degraded. And they said, "Are you really wanting to upgrade?" Yes, they gave me a good price, but are you really wanting to upgrade? Because battery degradation has been only of 4.8 or 5% or something like that. The full details are there in my video. You can check out my channel that has all the details. And I upgraded that battery. None of my other cars have had any major battery degradation. I think it's a very sustainable solution. The motors don't degrade as much. I'm sure one or two people out there may have some horror stories to share where their batteries went down rapidly or something like that, but they are covered by warranty. There may be a few and far between a few people for whom the battery failed after the warranty finished. Yeah, there may be there, but they are all few and far between, and that is the most important thing. For the majority of the population, it is a sustainable thing to have, because I don't think I'm going to sell my Model X at the very least for the next 3 or 4 years. So in 2020, from 2018 to let's say 2028, 10 years. 10 years. And for all these years, the car gets software updates. Yes, I don't get all the latest software features, because some of them are limited by the hardware in my vehicle. And of course, the Model X has a 1650 battery, 1685 battery, the Panasonic 1685 battery, as opposed to the next Model 3 and Model Y, which has 2170 battery, and now we are looking at the 4680 batteries and the BYD Blade batteries and so on and so forth. So mine had 1685 batteries, which was the ancient technology, so it wouldn't charge as rapidly, but still, it's sustainable.
Sustainable.
Indeed, that is a huge win. And
it's a win for our planet.
Yes, it's a win for our planet. And Tesla does not do pretense sustainability. It is actually sustainable. The batteries are reverse recyclable. For people who do not know, it can take back almost 85 to 90% of the components back and reclaim them to their rawest minerals. It is cobalt free. I mean, this conversation is an old conversation that I always have with a lot of people who are naysayers of EVs. Your unleaded petrol actually uses more cobalt than a battery which has cobalt. Of course, now the newer batteries do not have cobalt at all, but your unleaded petrol actually uses more cobalt, because there is a entity called desulfurization or desulfonization, and that uses cobalt chelators to desulfurize your fuel. So what are we going on about this? So this is definitely sustainable, and
no, I think all roads lead to one place, and
yes,
Tesla is really a sustainable vehicle.
Yeah, and it's not pretend sustainable.
No, it is.
By that, what I mean is, It does not create a hybrid vehicle and put the EV badge on it. And the hybrid battery would be what, like 5 kilometers, 20 kilometers at best, most of the time. Now, why are we in this lane? This lane turns right. We should be. Which lane should we be? Should we be in this lane? Don't
No,
think
no,
so.
it says Roselle interchange in Highland.
Because this has to turn right. Let's see.
So let's just trust the system.
Let's trust the system.
Let's see where it takes us.
Yeah, let's see where it takes us. Yeah. Maybe it's right. I'm not from Melbourne. Sorry, I'm not from Sydney, so I always have confusion with these roads. Now here, will it cross the?
Okay, you better brake.
My gosh.
Okay, what happened there?
So this was the right. So we were supposed to be in this lane.
Uh-huh.
It in the very end, it decided that this is the lane.
Okay,
to
so
me.
that was its own intervention.
It was its own intervention. I did not do anything.
Right. It took its time.
Yeah, it took its time there. So that we'll put that as a we'll put that as a snapshot there for Tesla folks to review. So when you click on that snapshot button, it sends the last 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. It sends the clip back to Tesla.
Yeah, like there was an ample indication there to turn right.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just took its time.
It took its time to go to that left lane, and then, yeah. This has been a very, very, very beautiful 5 days. I have learned the system a fair bit. I'm trusting the logic behind this. But again, I'm still in control. I'm always ready to take over at any time. I would have been ready to brake if it had done something really silly. It did cross that solid white line, which it should not have. But it did it safely. There was no cars behind us. It did it safely. But I was ready to take over. Now here I have jitters because I do not know this route. I've never been to this. I'm sure I've been, but not been in a long time. Okay, I shall trust the system because we have to take that left lane there. If I was a human me, I would have just gone to the left lane and just been hogging that left lane like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, let's see what the car would do. Is this the right place to go? Hopefully it doesn't take one sharp turn. No, it won't. Okay, that's good. We are in the tunnel now. And 400 meters is the Roselle interchange. Okay. There is a vehicle next to us, so it should not be changing lanes. My gosh.
Adjusting speed before it ran out of
road. This is actually not bad. I mean, it is not the best of moves, but it is not it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent.
So you and I would have just braked, reduced speed
reduced speed further
and gone in.
Yeah, or we would have just gone straight and then
realized
we made a big folly there. This has been a good experience in learning the system, and also I must thank every single one of you guys for being watching these videos and putting out so many comments. The comments have made me learn so much as well, and I've made mention of this in many of my videos. I do not consider myself to be a privileged person at all. I am all of you. I am all of you people who are Tesla enthusiasts, and I'm just absolutely humbled that Tesla chose me to be in the first wave of testers. I don't even think I'll call myself an influencer, to be honest. I don't think I can call myself an influencer. Now here, what will it do? It's an 80 kilometers from here on in. And inside the tunnel, of course, there is poor GPS inside the tunnel. Yeah, and I don't think I can call myself an influencer at all. I am just a Tesla fan, like every one of you guys who's watching this and commenting and liking and I'm just glad that I'm able to put out this content for everybody else to watch. I believe that's what I've been told, that the car is now going to be given to the next wave of testers is the right word. I don't know if the word influencers is a good one. The next wave of testers are going to get this vehicle, and I'm sure they will put it to its paces. And if Tesla wishes, I would love to test it again when the next upgrade comes to see if it had ironed out all the problems that we have pointed out in our videos. I've sent all of my videos as soon as I edit them to the Tesla team as well, so that they they're able to make some amends, because
It sounds like you would prefer a long-term test.
I would love to have a long-term test. Indeed, why not? The long-term test would be me getting FSD on my existing cars.
You reckon?
Yeah, that would be the long-term test, because I would like to take it to. I would like to do like a. I would like to drive all the way to Adelaide, and then go right across the country to Darwin.
You should make a log of interventions in that
Yes.
entire travel.
Yeah.
And see how many times you've actually intervened.
Mm-hmm. This is a 90 road, but it didn't recognize 90 at all. It doesn't read those symbols on the top. It still sees them as red lights. It doesn't read that traffic
That's interesting.
speed. Yeah. But I can nudge it by turning on the this one. But yeah.
So it's chosen to stay at 80.
Yeah. Because we came in at 80.
Yeah.
There was a traffic sign which said 80, but it doesn't read this as 90. But again, we are on the slow lane, so we're okay. But having said that, if it reads at 90, that'll be better.
Do you think it's not reading it because of the angle at which it is in? But it's seeing something there.
No, it's seeing that as a stoplight, because I think that is one we've been programmed in tunnels, that there are lights on top and it should not be slowing down. In our autopilot, whenever we have those lights at the top, which are yellow or red, our car always slows down. Slows down for every light. It will slow down for a fraction of a second. It's quite irritating and unnerving. But I think that has been programmed that way. But maybe they've not programmed this yet. So I think there's something called 3D mapping that Tesla has to do, and these will probably come in the realms of 3D mapping. I do not know. I presume so.
Sure. Last question from my end, at least, Ash. Thank you for having me, by the way, for both these drives. Fascinating.
Great conversation as well.
So, with new kids who are going to be learning driving now,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about my son who's going to start learning how to drive in the next couple of years.
Uh-huh.
Would you have any hesitation on getting them on Tesla as they're learning the vehicle?
Not at all. Not after this. Not after this. And Tesla has also proven more than once that it is actually good with regards to safety as well.
That's very important as a parent
Yeah,
whose kids will
yeah,
be sitting in the
yeah,
vehicle.
yeah. My daughter actually learned to drive on an ice vehicle, particularly an ice vehicle with a stick. And I'll tell you why I told her that she should have that skill, because I think she should know how to drive a manual car. Just at the very least, it's a skill set.
Yeah.
Because that manual car gives them hand, eye, and foot coordination. And I thought that skill is a good skill to have for her in later life, and that's why I told her to learn her
Solid point.
solid. Yeah, so I told her to do that, to learn in a car with a stick. But as soon as she got her license, I think she drove a stick car for about 6 odd months or so.
Yeah.
But then I decided that why to put her in a vehicle which is not 100% safe when I can put her into a Tesla. And once she cleared her P's, I think when she got into her P's, I gave her a standard range, the standard range Tesla, because that is okay with green P's to use the standard range Tesla.
Sure.
The other Teslas she can't use because of the speed and stuff like that. I think with that we should close out this video. Um, those were my parting thoughts. It's been a great experience. Tesla AU. Thank you guys. Thank you very, very, very much for letting me test this amazing, amazing software. Absolutely amazing software. Yeah, this is where the test drive vehicles go. And with this reverse parking, I'm going to close out my FSD testing. Oh, I'm, I'm parking in a disabled parking, but I guess this is test vehicle parking bay. Maybe it's from the older parking that this is there. That's that. It's all done. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for this amazing journey. Check out all my other videos. I'll see you guys in another interesting video very soon. This is National Tesla and the Gong signing off. Peace.